To begin with, there's the whole concept of negs, right? So people who don't know what negs is basically, sweet inserts you throw at women. And I don't know if the inventors even know the purpose behind negs. Negs are basically designed, to bring a girl's value down because you believe that you're not good enough to get the girls. Like if you go on your own, the woman's not gonna find you worthy. So somehow you have to bring her value down so you can get the girl. There are a lot of problems with that concept. First of all, you're telling yourself you're not good enough. Second, what are you going to do? Wake up every morning and throw a neg at this girl so she stays with you? That's a very bad approach to do, and it's almost like borderline manipulative. What you want to instead do is become that person who, that when you go, women want to talk to you. It's never happened to me that I go into a venue and women don't want to talk to me. I mean, I teach so many students, they don't use negs and they all get laid more than anybody else. This is one problem with other programs that I think is they don't. A lot of other schools have this design, like their structure is more about going, engaging women, talking to them for 15-20 minutes, have a good time, and that's why you see students like in this endless loop of going and approaching and never getting laid, getting past that, opening transition kind of a thing. Yeah. Because you don't do it right, you don't have the value, you don't spend time on becoming that person who gets results. And it doesn't take you a year or 2 years as they suggest. Like a lot of these schools say, oh, in order to change your personality, it takes 8 months. It doesn't do that. We do it all the time in 3 fucking days. We have so many students getting late. How does that happen? And this is why I don't like the negs. And here's the other thing with the negs is like, the inventor of negs says that you need to neg because good-looking women get approached, 10,000 times when they're young. And every time I teach a seminar, the first thing I do is I go and ask people, raise your hand, all the people who approach 10s on a regular basis. In a group of 60 people, I'll say, maybe 3 or 4 will raise their hands. So it's like not even like one person, it's half a person, right? So the people who are actively going out, it's our groups, right? It's our students or prospective students, people who are in part of the community who are going out actively. If only 0.5% of them approach 10, who are these other 10,000 people who approach 10s? 10s do not get approached at all. And I have dated 10s. I mean, I know girls who have told me they wish guys were coming and approaching them. They're borderline desperate to be approached by guys because they never get approached. And so if you approach 10s, you instantly have really high value because nobody else approaches them. The minute you approach them, they're like, okay, who is this guy? He has balls that he came and approached me. Second, 10s are the nicest ones to talk to. Every time I teach a workshop, that's the first thing I do. I send students specifically to 10s because I know they're going to have way better reaction with 10s than anybody else. It's the 6s and 7s who turn into bitches because they are the ones who get bombarded by approaches all the time. They're the ones who every goddamn person is approaching to. So this whole philosophy that the good-looking women are harder to approach, they have really high value, they don't want to talk to you, is wrong. So the whole concept that, start manipulating them, use neg to bring their value down because you're not good enough to get women, it's just lame in my opinion. Nobody should be ever using negs at all. There's this second concept of alpha body language, right? It's like, you always want to stay alpha when you talk to people because that's what men do. Really? I mean, where does that come from? Because if you read...
Let's do a different video for that one. Let's just stick to one at a time. Yeah, one subject at a time.
Okay, what I was going to do is I was just going to make a myths of the community. That's what I was just trying.
We'll do them individually for keywords.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Back on negs, do the Brad Pitt example. How if Brad Pitt approaches a woman, he's not going to neg her, because it doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and think about it, like when you're trying to give a neg to someone, you're taking value away from them. When was the last time you've heard that think about it this way. If Brad Pitt comes into this room right now and comes and throws a neg at you, how would you feel? Okay? You're going to feel like he's going to come across as a jackass. If Brad Pitt comes into this room, he's only going to give you, respect and make you feel good. Why? Because he has that in abundance. Okay? People give to other people what they have in abundance. When was the last time you went to a beggar and asked for money? You only give money to beggars because you have more than them. I have a friend who worked for Paramount and she tells me that every time these new celebrities come in, they're the ones who are always demanding attention and being rude, insulting and saying, oh, I'm the celebrity, I can talk the way I want to. And she tells me every time Clint Eastwood comes in or Will Smith comes in, they love them because they're really nice, they know people on personal level, they give them respect, try to, ask questions, find out about their family because that's what it is. The more secure you are, the more respect you have, the more respect you're going to give to other people. You have nothing to prove anybody else, so you're not going to bring their value down. So you go into the venue acting like a big brother. It's like, oh, I know you're the one who's not feeling good. Let me make you feel good. As opposed to saying, oh, you're so good, I'm going to bring you down so we both can be equal. No, 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 no. I'm the shit here. I'm the one with higher value. So I'm here. I'm going to make everybody feel happy because I already have enough happiness in my life. And that's why, you know, instead of getting on the next side, people should build this whole mindset as to going in with power and confidence, which is visible the minute you walk in. And it also makes you the authority. If I stand here and say, dude, I like that shirt on you, I'm the one whose authority saying, I decide what looks good or bad. But at the same time, you know what? I approve of what you're wearing.
Yeah.
It works on all levels. I'm giving you confidence. I'm saying I'm liking you for so and so reason, and I am the authority. I'm the one who's deciding what's good and bad, but in a very good way. So there is absolutely no reason for negging or bringing somebody else's value down. Focus on building your own value. It only takes 1 hour or 2 hours to start feeling really confident. That's all it takes.